All right, have and have not fans. So thankfully, the sun came out, the snow is melting, and I was able to make it back from my parents' house back to my apartment. So I just got back about 30 minutes ago. I'm still getting settled in. I've been gone since last Thursday or Friday, but I am pumped for tonight's. Well, I don't even want to say pumped because I'm feeling lukewarm about this episode. I don't know if it's going to be that good, but here's the point. I saw that they released a clip on the Have and Have Not Facebook page where we have about 59 seconds of Candace talking with Veronica over the phone about the whole scenario of, hey, guess what? I found out that David has bought a house. What? He bought her a house? But he barely even knows her. And okay. Based off that voice, I mean, it's enough that Veronica is shocked. So we know that Veronica is shocked at the news that David has bought a house for Erica, but really, Candace tries to explain that's not the case, where he bought a house and he's letting her stay with her. And Veronica is pretty much us when she says, but he barely even knows her. And then Candace goes on to dig the knife in a little bit deeper in terms of, oh yeah, my girls are good. And Veronica was like, oh, I can see that. And it's like, well, yeah, I could teach you a thing or two, but you're a bit out of the age range. And pretty much Veronica kept going on and on about, he bought her a house? He did? He bought her a house? Feel like Stewie talking with Brian's like, so you're going to write a book? And you're going to write a little story? Yeah, and you're going to take a vacation? Yeah, I'm sure everything was going to work out. That's pretty much the vibe I got from that conversation. And when it comes down to Candace, she's pretty much, just taking jabs at Veronica, but it seems to me like Veronica truly is, well, I don't even want to say heartbroken because I want to see what her reaction is when she looks through the window and sees David and Erica at the house. She seems to be a bit shocked and whatnot, but here's the thing. Now, if you remember, and this is in an area called Ocean View, and Veronica said, I always wanted to live there, but David said it was too expensive. Remember when we first saw this new house, when David showed Erica the house? He said that I bought this house because the other one burnt down. Veronica burned down the house. He thought that, him and Veronica could work things out and then they'll be able to move in together as a surprise in this new house. Obviously, because this is an area she's always wanted to live in. But, things went south and those two never got back together. Veronica pretty much up and got her a house like the next day. I think that she was on the phone with Catherine and, he's like, yeah, dear, you excuse me, sorry. She was like, yeah, dear, you had to come over and see my new house. Veronica, you have a new house? He's like, I can't stay without a home for too long. And then David, he was in this stashed away apartment or whatever that he was in. Remember, Oscar was the only other person that knew where David was staying at for a little while until he got this house. He said that since him and Veronica didn't work things out, he actually had the house back on the market for sale. But after meeting Erica and was like, you know what, this house is too big for just one person, that's when he invited her to stay. So I just wanted to address this fact in the video before the episode comes out because I know a lot of fans out there of Veronica. I need to do a video on this after the finale about how Veronica is kind of like the Beyonce of the have and have nots, where there are a select group of people on social media who will pretty much jump at the chance to talk about Queen V and King Benny and all this other crap. But I don't feel sorry for Veronica. I don't, because you could say what you want to about David, but he actually had this house and everything set up to have it, where him and Veronica can stay there. This was something he did before he slept with Maggie Day. Remember the house burnt down and whatnot when Veronica set it on fire? This was before David and Maggie finally slept together. Those two slept together after, everybody got arrested by Jennifer. David got out of jail thanks to Maggie. And then I believe this was also after David learned about Jim's scheme to have Veronica killed. And that's when he went to the jail to visit Veronica, saying, I'm not going to get you out now because you're safer in here. But then Veronica just kept going on and on to this insane babbling about how you only want me in here so you can get together with your whore Maggie Day. And then David finally had enough and slept with her. So this was at a point where David was still madly in love with Veronica, because remember, he even told Maggie that, yeah, Veronica set the house on fire, but it was just a cry for help or something like that. Actually, I think he told that to Maggie and Jeffrey, I forgot. But basically, here's my point. I don't feel bad for Veronica because she pretty much ruined this herself. If you go back all the way to season 1, when Veronica thought that David was cheating on her when really he was helping Jim behind the scenes to cover up the whole Candace scenario, she thought that David was having an affair with somebody. She didn't suspect Candace yet. But Catherine was like, wait, David adores you. Remember that one time, because you're paranoid, remember that one time you thought David was having an affair with a party coordinator, but then it turns out that, remember that time you thought David was having an affair, but it turns out that woman was a party coordinator and he was actually setting up for your birthday a surprise party? So pretty much Veronica jumped the gun and then ruined her surprise party, which I'm sure they laughed it off. But in this scenario, no, look at everything Veronica has done. I'm not saying David's a saint. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying that everything Veronica has done is pretty much to herself due to her, love of control and having all the power. Because it turns out, even though she tried to burn David alive, even though she later said, I was only trying to scar you up a little bit so nobody would want you except for me. Despite the fact that she set her husband on fire. Well, she didn't set him on fire, but you know what I mean. She poured gasoline around the bed and then threw a match. I mean, enough said. Despite all of that, he bought a house in her dream neighborhood. So, I mean, literally, I have no sympathy. So, I really do feel that towards the middle or end of the episode, I really do feel like this is happening at the end of the episode. When Veronica goes over to the house and looks through the window, she's going to see David sitting on the steps and then see Erica come down and those two kissing. I don't think that Veronica is going to do anything but walk away. I said this before, I think it will have a lot more weight to it if she just saw what happened and, she's like, this whore is living my dream. And to me, when she's looking through the window, it reminds me of like a Christmas Story. I just want like the ghost of a Christmas present or future just to pop up behind Veronica's like, and this is the life you would have had if you weren't such a controlling bitch. So I don't know what's going to happen at that part of the episode, but I really hope that Veronica doesn't do anything. I just hope she's in shock and awe and heartbroken and walks away. I don't want her to bust the window or anything like that. The fact that she was so shocked over the phone with Candace had me believing that I don't know what to say, because usually, she's like, help, woman beater, or, Black Lives Matter, or just some ridiculous rant. I feel like this should be a Veronica scene where she let her body language say it all, and then have her walk off, and maybe at the end of the episode she sees Benny and Melissa banging in her house. But I feel like Veronica is going to just lash out at Candace to get the address, which she does, and then drives over there. So with that being said, this was my thoughts on it's amazing, an 8-minute video about a 59-second clip. So I don't feel sorry for Veronica. I really don't. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you ready for the finale? Let me know that in the comment section as well, and I'll talk to you soon.